carrying on with my new videographer today. Thank you, sir. Pythagorean theorem, I do believe, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, okay? So I do believe, can I move this thing though? Like, can I move it somewhere?
It's frozen.
Yay, I did it. Oh, it's frozen. Look at that, like on the spot, unfreeze it. There you go. There you have it. Hold on, but I moved it up, but can I move it over? No. Crap. All right, well, we got the title ready, okay? Pythagorean theorem. There we go. There's the diagram, and here we go, people. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. There's the triangle. Okay, I actually wanted it over here, but I'm just going to write it myself. Okay, and freeze it. Okay, so Pythagorean theorem is your a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Super easy. Okay, here we have a what? Draw this in your notes. Right triangle. Okay. Yeah. Draw it in your notes. Right triangle. Okay. And a right triangle is a special triangle, which you guys will, maybe you already know this from like 7th grade or something. I don't know. Because it has a what? Thank you. A 90-degree angle, okay? Which means that you have two, write this in your notes, legs, write this with me, do it as I'm doing it, do it now. Two legs, and then I want you to go do, and point the arrow and write hypotenuse, okay? Now what you need to know, and this is true of every right triangle, the hypotenuse, you guys, number one is the longest side of the triangle, and number two, the hypotenuse is always diagonally opposite the 90-degree angle, okay? Now, having that been said, okay, they're going to give you the length of B, so let's just pretend it's, 5. Write it down, okay? And they're going to give you, and so, I don't know if I said this, but I wrote it up here. The other two sides of the right triangle are called legs, okay? So we have the two legs and the hypotenuse of a right triangle, okay? So side B, let's pretend, is 5, okay? And then side A is, let's pretend, 4, okay? Write that down. And then, hello, question mark. There you go. They want to know what is the length of the hypotenuse. Well, we use the Pythagorean theorem to get there, okay? Why are we using the Pythagorean theorem in this unit? Because we have a radical. Okay, here we go. So what do we always do? You write the formula, which we just did. Then we rewrite it with the what? The empties. Let's do it now. Empty squared plus empty squared equals empty squared. Okay? But in this case, we already know, and we fill in what we know, and then we fill in what we don't know. Okay, folks? So we know that our A is what, you guys? 4. And we know that B is what, you guys? 5. Do we know what C is? No, so it just stays C, right? Okay, cool. Cool beans. Now all we have to do is the math and solve for what? Solve for C. Okay? So what is 4 squared? 16. What is 5 squared? 25. And then, there you go, equal to C squared, okay? Now we just, combine? So, we may get a decimal, which is totally fine, I don't know. But what is our, what is 16 plus 25? 41. Thank you. 41 equals C squared. You guys. We got a couple of decimals yesterday. We have to be okay with getting decimals. Don't be afraid of the decimals, you guys, okay? Just, resolve with the brain. Woohoo! It's totally fine. All right, so let's do it. So have we solved for C? Yes or no? No, we have not. That is c squared. That's not c. That is c squared. Okay, so how do we get rid of the c? Just like everything we've done since the beginning of the year when we're solving for a particular variable, you have to do the opposite of what you were given. What is the opposite of squaring something? Taking the square root of it. Okay? So whatever you do to the right side of the equal sign, we also do to the left. And what happens to the squared? The square root cancels that out because taking the square root of something that is squared is the opposite. Okay? C squared is the opposite of taking the square root of it. So we bring down our c, okay? And now you guys, here's where the calculators come in, okay? It's going to be a decimal. What is the square root of 41? I don't know. 6.4. There you go. And guess what? The hypotenuse is 6.4 and you're done. Okay? Now, that's part one. When they want you to solve for C, okay? When they want you to solve for C, that's how you do it. Okay? Now, say supposing they gave you so let me just erase this. Okay, we're moving on. Does anyone have any questions? Okay? So say supposing they gave you C, all right? And they say that C is 50, okay? And B is equal to 40, okay? And they want to know what is the A. Okay, so this is, everybody write part 2. Okay? And part 2 is if you're solving for A or if you're solving for B. Either one. A or B is part 2. Okay? So in the assignment, they'll give you, A and B, and that tells you automatically that you have to solve for C. Or they'll give you B and C or A and C, and that means you'll have to solve for one of the legs. Okay? So again, we're same process, but with part 2, you have one additional step that you didn't have to do with solving for the hypotenuse. Okay? So here we go. What is our A? We don't know. So we just write A because we don't know what A is. That's basically what we're solving for now. Okay? What is our B? 40. Oh, this is going to be big numbers. Okay? What is our C? 50. Do it now. Okay? Bless you. So now all we have to do is the math. So A squared is A squared. Okay? What is 40 squared? Is that? What is that?
1600.
1600. Wow. I don't know why I chose such a high number there. Silly me. Go with it. Doesn't matter. Don't care. Here we go. Okay, what is 50 squared?
2500.
2500. Okay, great. No big deal. Okay. So here's the thing, you guys. We need to solve for A, right? Which means we need to get the A all by itself, which means it has to say A equals something, right? So what do we need to move to the other side, okay, to get the A all by itself? 1600. How do we do that? By doing the opposite of what we were given. So what is the opposite of a positive 1600? Negative 1600. So you guys, this is the only step, okay? The only additional step that that you didn't have to do with part 1, okay? So bring down our A squared equals, is that 900? Yep. Okay? So you guys, have we solved for A? No. What is the only final step we have to do to get the A all by itself to solve for A? Take the square root. So do it now. Square root, and whatever we do to the left side of the equal sign, we also do to the right. Those that cancels. Bring down your A, and I believe this is a perfect square. So the square root of 900 is 30, and there you have it. So what is our A? 30. So we have 30, 40, 50. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Jason. That's a wrap for that.